What's going on, everybody? Tomato 10 back at you again for another video. Long time coming. First of all, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to everybody who is still subscribed to me after about a year of not posting. This video has been a long time coming, as I said. Finally out of the military. Last military adjacent video I did was how to survive basic training, tips and tricks, stuff like that. But this one is going to be a little bit more in-depth. I'm going to review the United States Army, just like how anybody reviews any product or service. I'm going to be unbiased. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. I'm going to be completely and utterly honest, all right? Nobody's, asking me to do this. I'm just going to do it. I wasn't really able to while I was in because in the military, you're not allowed to speak your mind really about the military, especially on social media. You're really not even supposed to do it to anybody at all. You're supposed to just say good things about it. But I got some bad things to say too. A lot of good, a lot of bad. So let's get right into it. First off, if you are a person that is exiting high school or you don't really have a career or looking for a career change, the military is not a terrible option. I will say that. The Army wouldn't be my first choice for the branch, even though that's the one I did, but military is not a bad option. Benefits are incredible. That's one of the pros. I'll just give it now. Benefits are incredible. So you're going to get free college when you're out. You're going to, if you keep track of your injuries or anything that's happening, you will get disability when you get out too. All right, I'm still working on my claim as we speak. Just make sure that you're recording everything, especially throughout your experience. Don't feel hesitant about going to the TMC, True Medical Clinic, or sick call and tell them what's wrong with you. Always do that because you will get money on the back end, all right? You're going to be able to get loans, when you're out, especially home loans, small business loans. You're going to be able to get, veterans discounts on things. It looks great on a resume. You get Veterans Day free meals. I mean, it's just a million little things, you know what I mean? So the benefits are there. I'm just going to go over all the pros I can think of while we're doing this. Another big pro, you're going to be able to see a lot of the world, usually. I actually joined to see a lot of the world. Sent me right back to my home state of Georgia, so I wasn't even that far away from home. But I did get to go see Poland. I got to go see Italy. Went to San Antonio, Missouri, which is not great, but still somewhere else different. You're going to meet a bunch of different people. When I went, I said this in my basic training survival guide, actually. The people you will meet in the military, it's going to be the most diverse crowd of human beings you will ever encounter in your entire life, I think. I mean, you got people from all walks of life, all different countries and nationalities and religions and beliefs and creeds and whatever. I mean, you're going to see it all. Shy people, abrasive people, crazy people, normal people, funny people, not funny people, nice people, mean people, dumb people, a lot of dumb people, intelligent people, a lot of intelligent people. So you're gonna see it all right? Military is, the Army especially. I think the Army probably is the most diverse out of all of them since it's the biggest branch. You're going to meet a lot of different people. And it's, especially if, I went in when I was 18 years old. You grow up quick in those 4 years, you know what I mean? I'm doing college right now. I am enjoying it, I'm actually in Miami right now. When you get out, you get to you go to any college you want, I'll get into another pro, I just thought of it. You can go anywhere you want. So I picked Miami, like the beach, like other things. So, just go where you want to go. Another big benefit, education. So I kind of trickled over that when I said you're going to be doing free schooling on the outside. You also got free schooling on the inside. Not even counting my Army credits. So I went to, AIT, which is your schooling for whatever job you pick. I was a medic. So I got like 15 or 20 credits, just literal college credits I carried over to whatever university I want to. Got that. Not counting that, you get to go to school while you're in the Army. Granted, Most of it's going to be online usually, but you know, if you get a university that's close to your base or whatever, you could be an on-campus student too. They will pay you to go to school. You get, you know, not a ton of money, but they're going to pay all your tuition, everything like that. So that's covered. You're not a dime is coming out of your pocket. So really take advantage of that. So many guys when I was in did not take advantage of that. People my age, I would be like, yo, you going to school? What's going on? You going to school? Nope. Just doing my own thing, just getting drunk every night and partying. All right, dude. And guess what? Now they're still stuck in there. They're not really, most schools, when you want to transfer over, they need about 60 credits for you to go into that school. They don't have those 60 credits, you know? I made sure I had at least 60 credits when I exited. So try to get to that number. That's a nice little Goldilocks number. Oh, especially if you got a family, you know, a child or children, a wife, and you need to support them. The Army is, I would never raise a family in the Army. That's just me. I don't want to make my kids move or my wife move. I don't want to be away from my family when I eventually have one. But if you have one and you're tight on money, the Army will give you free housing if you have children, a wife. You're going to have a stable income. You're going to, put those kids in, you know, usually the school systems are hit or miss for the Army, but you know, usually a pretty good school system. And you're going to be getting money for each one of your kids and your wife on top of the money that you're getting paid for the Army. It's called BAH, Basic Housing Allowance. So you're going to be getting a lot of money. Thinking of other pros, you're going to learn a lot too. So just joining the Army, you know, as a medic, I got my EMT, I got CPR certified. I did a little bit of nursing school. Some of the training I got, especially in San Antonio, after I was done with AIT, I had to go back there for something called BCT1, or BCT3, I'm sorry. And that's like, I can't get too much into that, but just know that PETA has signs outside of what you're doing. They call it the GOAT lab. I'll let you figure it out. But you can't get training like that anywhere else in the world. Those nursing students, those doctors that are going to med school, they don't have training like that. I mean, that was, I'll never be able to experience something like that in my entire life. So great education tools. You can learn any trade if you want to go into the trades. I think they have every trade every big trade you can think of, like as far as hands-on work, electrical work, welding. You know, if you want to be a mechanic, I think they even have some plumbing, you know, stuff. Maybe not, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, carpentry, if you want to be, you know, a combat engineer, or they have another MOS where it's a little less combat, I think, and you can learn anything you want. So you're going to have a lot of skills under your belt when you exit the military if you want to continue with that career field. Man, I gave it a lot of pros. I didn't think I was going to give that many pros. I guess looking back, the Army's not that bad. But now I'm going to get to the cons, okay? So, you know, I just made it sound like the Army was a great deal. And it is for a lot of people. But there's also a lot of bad stuff. So, first con, this might not be important to some people, but I'm just going to say it. This video couldn't be made until I was out of the Army. They will not let you speak your mind freely. You lose basically your constitutional right of freedom of speech. You cannot talk negatively about whatever, you know, branch of the military you are. You can't talk negatively about the government. I love the United States of America. I'm a patriot, but I don't always love who's the administration for, you know, my country. Can't speak negatively about them. You have to just, you know, that's it. Not that we didn't, you know, you're around the right group of guys or whatever, you know, nobody's like a rat or whatever. I mean, you just got to feel the room, you know what I mean? But definitely can't post on social media, any higher ups see anything like that. You're SOL, shit out of luck. So another thing, I just said higher ups. So there is, I think, more than ever in the history of the military in the United States, there has been such a great disconnect from the commanders of the world and the lower enlisted, you know. And I'm not saying all commissioned officers are don't know what's going on with the NCOs and the lower enlisted guys, because I've had some great officers in my time, some great butter bars, and I've had great platoon leaders. I've had great PAs I've worked under. I mean, there's a lot of great guys out there, but there's also a ton of higher ups that just do not know what the soldiers need. Seems like in their decision making, they are not putting the welfare of the lower enlisted at the forefront of their concerns. They're more concerned about looking good for the even higher guys up there, trying to get promoted, which equals more money, which equals more power. So you just got to watch out, and there's really nothing you can do about that as a lower enlisted. You know, you can always speak your mind about people in command within the military, you know what I mean? And as long as you do it in a formal way, nobody will get in trouble for that. But I mean, it's tough, you know. A lot of those guys, I'm just gonna be very blunt, do not give a fuck about you, you know. So I'm not the most charismatic guy, but through my experience and my especially my position as a medic, I was able to make a lot of, you know, friends, a lot of fast friends, and usually everybody left me alone, but I saw a lot of bad stuff in my days, for sure. I talked to a lot of officers that, quite frankly, are talking out their ass, you know what I mean? So just watch out for that. Another con, just thought of this, so seeing the world. I said that was a pro, but if you got a family, you want to see your kids grow up, you want to be with your wife and your loved ones, it's seeing the world, but you don't really have a choice. So when they tell you to, you know, pack your bags, you're going to, I went to Poland, going to Poland for 9 months, or you're going to, you know, God forbid, like Afghanistan or something like that. A lot of those Middle Eastern deployments, they sound terrible, but some of those are the most chill. What I've been told, you know, the worst things can happen there, but you know, you really don't know what you're going into. You know, it changes. You know, whatever command you're gonna fall under, whoever's in charge, that's gonna make or break your deployment. But you know, you don't have a choice on how long you're gonna leave your family for, and that really stinks. You know. That's why I would never have a family in the military. You know, I hear horror stories about people leaving for an extended period of time to come back, and their spouses have cheated or left, or you know, something's wrong with their children, or whatever the case may be. So you gotta be very careful. So the Army, part of me thinks they want you to have kids, because when you have kids, you're trapped, because you know if you leave, that source of income is not going to be there anymore, you know. So you can't leave, you have to stay, you have to provide for your children. The Army knows that, you know. Another big con, when you know, apply for a job in the real world, there's an interview process, and it's not just them interviewing you, you're also interviewing them. If you are talking to a guy, the boss, he sounds crazy, you know, or he's not a nice person, or you just don't like his vibe, he's not a good leader, you don't have to take that job. You can go work somewhere else usually. In the Army, you're going to join, and you are at the mercy of the Army for them to pick your bosses. So whatever command you fall under, you have very, very, very little control over who your bosses are going to be. I've had great leaders, you know, awesome. And goes because there's a lot of bad NCOs out there too. Not just, and there's a lot of bad lower enlisted. You know, I ended as specialist, but there's a ton of privates that suck too. Sucking all around, all right? But there's really great soldiers all around too, so don't, you know, it's not all bad. I've had really stellar NCOs that really, non-commissioned officers, NCO by the way, that really, I feel like they cared about me, me to succeed. And then I've had abysmal NCOs, and I've had mean NCOs. I've had, NCOs that are good people but bad leaders, and that's really tough because it's kind of hard to change that, especially like if they're a little older. I don't want to say old dogs can't learn new tricks, but you're the person that you are, you know what I mean? So if you are someone who is afraid to stand up for yourself and afraid to stand up for your soldiers or whatever, whoever's under you, I mean, it's tough to be in that leadership position, so it just depends. I haven't had a ton of dickhead NCOs, honestly, that I've been directly under. I've met a ton of dickhead NCOs, but you just got to be careful. And I'm saying be careful, but you can't control it. So that's one thing I think is pretty bad. And segueing into other people that aren't your direct leaders or even aren't above you, you can't really even pick who the people you are around. Not that you can for any job, but the Army, the military, maybe not the Air Force. I think everybody joining the Air Force is got a pretty good head on their shoulders, honestly. That's what I would have done if I could go back in time. But it's fine. Everything worked out great for me, honestly. I'm very happy. But anyways, the Army and the Marines, especially, from what I've heard, tend to be like a magnetic force for a certain type of person, There's people like me. I'm not saying I got every screw super tight. I got a couple screws loose. You gotta be a little crazy to join the military. You can't be all there. But there are some people that are weird, crazy, and I would even go as far to say some people that are just downright dangerous, to be around. So you're not really going to meet those people anywhere else other than the military or maybe prison. Those are the two places you're going to meet those people the most. I'm all for immigration and stuff like that. And I'm not going to make this political at all. But you got people coming from every nation on earth, every culture on earth, coming into the military, trying to get that green card, trying to become a United States citizen. And I got to say, some of them have been some of the best soldiers, some of the best NCOs, some of the best officers I've ever met while in the military. They really have a love for this country, and they want to do the best they can, and they really care about you. And then there's a lot that their culture is not mixing well with the American culture, I would say. And they do not care about their fellow soldiers. This is very rare, but when it does happen, it stands out a lot. A lot of guys, especially from not here, they come in, and as a medic, I see this all the time. They come in, and what they do is the first thing they start doing is, I know I said claim all your medical stuff, but they'll start just making stuff up. And they'll be in sick call, and they'll be in the TMC every single day, claiming all they can. And their whole thing is they want to get a med board. And when you get a med board, you get 100% disability rating. So I think right now that's $4,600 a month for the rest of your life. And you get out of the Army 2 years early. So that's their whole plan. Their whole plan is, and you can't say that to their face because they can complain about you, but their whole plan is they join the military, fake an injury, and then just coast on out for the rest of their life. And if you get somebody like that on your team, you're fucked, because that is they're not going to do anything for you. You're basically where if you have a squad of 4 people, you basically have a squad of 3 people now, because that person is a non-factor. They're always at the TMC. They have every profile under the every profile under the sun. They can't run. They can't do push-ups. Whatever. So. I'm not saying don't get your money, because I'm all for getting your money. I mean, trust me, that's great. Money makes the world go around, you know what I mean? But you don't want to leave people high and dry either. And a lot of people, people from here too, but it seemed like a disproportionate amount of people from faraway lands really did not give a shit about their fellow soldiers. So, and then a lot of them are great too. So, it's give and take, just like anything. But then there's people that are just downright dangerous. I met fucking insane people in the military. People that would not fit in. I'm not saying they fit in the Army either, but would not fit in any other walk of life, any other job, any other profession. They'd be like, holy shit. But in the Army, it's like you kind of get away with it a little bit because you got to be a little nuts. So just be on the lookout, you know what I mean? Some of them are fun, honestly. I mean, you have a lot of great memories with people like that in the military. A lot of hilarious stories, I gotta say. Another thing that I think it's actually improving now, but I'll still say it as a negative because it was negative while I was in. Just the, and this might not matter to other people, but it matters to me. You know, I joined the military because, you know, a lot of people join the military. Oh, I joined for the benefits. Oh, I joined to see the world. Oh, I joined because I didn't know what else to do out of high school. And I joined for all those things and more too. But the big reason I joined the military, and when I really, you know, look inward, is because I'm a patriot, all right? I really do love our country, you know? I'm a constitutionalist. I think the founding fathers were rock stars. I'm gonna, you know, I love all our American heroes. I think we're the greatest nation on earth, and I think we're the greatest nation to ever exist. You know, whatever you may say, you know, whatever, you know, negative thing you have to say about the United States, that's fine. I'm not saying it's a perfect place. It's just my favorite place, and I will never deny that. And I've been all over the world. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of Europe. I might not have been to Africa or South America or Asia or any place like that, but I do want to travel for sure still more. But I've met a lot of people from those places. You know, they told me about them, and I feel worldly enough. I gotta say, the United States is my favorite place to be. You're the most free here. You are the master of your own universe in the United States. You're not the master of your own universe in the military. I gotta say that. But anyways, the con that I'm getting at is I felt a lack of patriotism in the Army. A lot of people are not there for the reasons you are there. They really don't give a shit about this country. They care about the company that is the Army. The Army's a company. It's a corporation. That's what they care about. They care about moving up the ranks to that, but they didn't really care about the flag, I gotta say. And I gotta say, as scary as it sounds to me, I think maybe about 50% of the people don't really give a shit about the United States that are in the Army. A lot of people do, and there's a lot of great patriots in there, but, you know, a lot of people are just there because they're working for that company, which is fine. You know, I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm not going to push my ideologies on you. But to me, I wanted to feel that, more of that patriotism around me. Like-minded people, which I did find a lot of like-minded people, but it's not as much as you would think. All right, I guess I'll give my final score. Army, I know I just gave a lot of cons, but the pros are great too, I gotta say. I go to 7 out of 10. I did it. I'm really glad I did it, and I'm really glad it's over. So that's what I got to say about that. If I could go back in time, I know I said I joined the Air Force, I wouldn't change anything. You know, I have no regrets. I'm really, really grateful for what the military did for me. It gave me structure, gave me financial stability. Be smart with your finances, please, if you join that. Especially if you're some young kid, do not be blowing your money on some dumb car or whatever, you know, booze and drugs. Don't do drugs when you're Army because you'll get in trouble. But just be smart, please. Invest young. But yeah, I'm really grateful for what it did for me. But it's not perfect. I would not join it again, and I probably don't want my kids to join the Army either. I'd rather them join a different branch. But it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Last thing I want to say. Next video I want to do a Q&A. If you have any Q&A questions for me about, it could be anything. I really don't care. I mean, if you want it to be tips for if you're joining the military or my thoughts on certain things in the military or whatever, I don't care. You can ask me about, I'm into like a bunch of stuff. Ask me whatever you want. Just leave it in the comment section down below. Please give this video a like and a follow, and a like and a subscribe, whatever. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. Sorry. That's pretty much it. See you guys. Bye.